Programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
.01, the high today 36 degrees, cloudy, breezy. Tonight, cloudy, a low of 24. Mild tomorrow with high in the 40s. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Eric Bilstead. He was Brewers baseball. The legend is gone. Bob Uecker has passed away. The Brewers announcing that just moments ago. It's breaking news we're covering here on WTMJ Radio. Uecker was 90 years old. I'm going to read the statement here verbatim from the Milwaukee Brewers. Today we take on the heaviest of burdens. Today we say goodbye to our beloved friend, Bob Uecker. Ueck was the light of the Brewers, the soundtrack of our summers, the laughter in our hearts, and his passing is a profound loss. He was the heart and soul of Wisconsin and a dear friend. Bob loved people. His presence warmed every room, and he had a way of welcoming all of us into his world as we were lifelong fans. Saying goodbye to Bob shakes us all. He was so much more than a Milwaukee Brewers icon. He was a national treasure. Bob entertained us with his words and storytelling, so it is no surprise that his passing now leaves us at a loss for our own words. There is no describing the impact Ueck had on so many, and no words for how much he was loved. We are left with a giant void in our hearts, but also remember the laughter and joy that he brought to our lives. Bob Uecker passing away at the age of 90 years old. Again, here is WTMJ's Gene Miller.
Bob Uecker was Wisconsin's soundtrack of summer since 1971.
Get up! Get up! Get out of here! It is gone!
Giving fans a bird's eye view of the game and Brewers milestones from his front row seat at the park.
He's done it! 3,000 for Robin.
Swing and a base hit to right! 39 straight for Molitor.
Robert George Uecker was born in Milwaukee in 1934, a local kid who made it to the bigs with the hometown Braves before finding his legs as an actor and entertainer.
Would you welcome Mr. Baseball, Bob Uecker.
Making some 100 Tonight Show appearances, starring in scads of spots for the hometown brew.
These fans know I drink light because it's less filling and it tastes great. Good seats, huh?
We're in the wrong shape, buddy. Come on.
Uecker made WrestleMania appearances, starred in his own TV series, one that ran 6 seasons.
Who are you?
Belvedere, Lynn Belvedere.
Then there was the movie Major League.
On into the windup in his first offering. Just a bit outside.
And his turn as announcer, Harry Doyle.
Ball 4. Ball 8.
His real-life career in the booth began a year after the Brewers came to Milwaukee from Seattle, honing his signature call.
If somebody really hits a ball, some guy up there really juices one, you'll see the guys on the bench get up and get to the steps or wherever and look that way. And, I mean, every guy in the dugout is hollering, get up, get out of here, get out of here, you know. That's where it came from.
Uecker earning a place in the broadcasters' wing at the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, awarded in 2003.
It's been a great run, but number one has always been baseball for me. No matter what else I ever did, baseball was the only way I wanted to go.
Gene Miller, WTMJ News.
Bob Uecker, the Brewers announcing today, has passed away. He was 90 years old. Time now for news about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Right now, the Dow is down 35, the NASDAQ up 8, and the S&P is up 10. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather next. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:05.
Our favorite reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler? Free service for life with no fine print. That's right. When you buy your engagement ring or any piece of jewelry at Diamonds Direct, you will never have to pay a dime in the future for sizing, cleaning, or routine maintenance. At Diamonds Direct, there's no gotcha clause, no fine print, no looking for ways to void the warranty. Diamonds Direct, the jeweler you can trust with a no questions asked 100% free lifetime warranty with no strings attached. Come see us to learn more.
Reason number 52 to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler. Only Diamonds Direct gives you a 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. Diamonds Direct will give you 110% of your original purchase price toward the new stone. That's 10% more than you paid the first time. Guaranteed appreciation. Well else does this. There's no fine print and no minimum purchase requirement. It's 10% more, period. Buy with confidence. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
There are a lot of benefits to having Less's Glass install your new all-glass shower enclosure. The first of them is that when you have Less's Glass on your job, you can be assured that our nearly 40 years of experience is going to leave you satisfied. There are few companies out there as seasoned as ours is, and that really matters. As for the benefits of an all-glass shower enclosure, we're talking about an investment that lasts, that will add a whole new dimension to your bathroom. And the clean-cut lines of a frameless all-glass shower enclosure really make your bathroom color choices pop against the brightness of the glass. And with virtually no metal framework, maintenance is easy. They're simple to clean, you won't have to worry about any rusting, and you'll up the wow value of your bathroom and your home. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Time now for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Bucks beat the Magic. Up next, the Raptors. They'll be at Fiserv tomorrow night. Of course, the breaking story that we are now following and sharing with you, the passing of Mr. Baseball, Bob Uecker. The Brewers announcing today that the best to ever do it, Bob Uecker, has passed away. WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving, time saver traffic. Roads looking pretty good at the moment. 94 eastbound on Highway 16 through the zoo and into downtown. That is clear for the most part, about 18 or 19-minute ride. 4145 south, no issues there from Highway Q to the zoo. 43 southbound at the moment. Looks like you should be able to get in with no major delay. As for the forecast, chance for a flurry or two. Cloudy, breezy, a high of 36. Tonight, cloudy, a low of 24. For your Friday, it's going to be mild tomorrow. The high is 42. There is a slight chance for a mix tomorrow night. Saturday, turning partly cloudy with the temps starting to fall. The high on Saturday is 26. The high on Sunday, 8, with 20 below zero wind chills. On Monday, 25 below zero wind chills and a high of 5. It won't get much better Tuesday or Wednesday. Right now in Milwaukee, 32. I'm Eric Bilstead, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:08.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, it's time to fast forward. Welcome to the future of almost everything in Wisconsin on the Upswing. Presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs. Joining WTMJ's Jeff Sherman, here's Martin Moore.
Welcome to the Upswing, Wisconsin, Milwaukee. I'm Jeff Sherman, joined by Martin Moore and Eric Bilstead in studio as the iconic Bob Uecker has passed away at age 90. We're going to take some time this morning to reflect and remember and truly celebrate, because we're all just so blessed to have Mr. Baseball in our lives each and every summer and really throughout the year. Just a quick little story, if I may. In 1995, Robin Yount was inducted into the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame. Sold out at the Milwaukee Arena at that time. 11,000 people. We had an MC for the night, Bob Costas. And Mr. Baseball did the introduction for Robin Yount that night, and I've never seen a grown man laugh and cry as hard as Bob Costas was. As Bob was doing the introduction for Robin, Costas just kind of sat in the back. He had the MC duties for the night, and he was just in tears, crying, and it was just all ad-libbed, all from the heart, talking about his friend, inducting his friend into the Hall of Fame, and it was just... everyone was cracking up, but to see Bob Costas, just, someone that we all look up to and is such a fabric of the sport, just crying tears of joy, it just makes us feel like how incredibly blessed we are to have Bob Uecker in our lives.
No, what was so cool is this past summer, Jeff, there was multiple innings in a game where Bob Costas was in town, and they just let it go. Just the two of them just chatting just talking about all things baseball, sharing all kinds of stories, and like now looking back, just appreciating the fact that happened. I'm talking 4 or 5 innings, the two of them just let loose. It's just pure joy.
Yeah, I mean, about so much more than the game. It's about the relationships and the friendships and the fact that he is a Milwaukee kid. Like, he is one of us that has rose through the ranks, but yet stayed true to his roots. And that's truly the Milwaukee community, which he embraced and promoted each and every day. Martin, your general thoughts on Bob Uecker?
It's always heartbreaking when you have these longtime legends, in your city, in your state. You think of Bart Starr and Herb Cole and, Bob Uecker, and, what they contribute. But one thing that I really take away from this is, he was very fortunate to do what he loved in broadcasting for 54 years. That's a huge accomplishment and thing to celebrate just personally. But the fact that for 54 years we got to love what he did as well. And not everybody gets to say that. And I think that's something to really be celebrated and is going to be celebrated for generations and generations to come. He's going to be very, very missed. And, the Brewers in Major League Baseball are just not going to be the same.
Yeah. The Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line is 855-616-1620. Send your tributes and your remembrances and your celebrations of Bob Uecker, and we'll be sure to read those as we continue to talk. I always say that a city is only as good as the stories it tells, but we all have that responsibility to tell the positive stories about our community. But the reality is you don't have to. Uecker did each and every day. Yes, he was hired by the Brewers to call the game, but wherever he went, he was about Milwaukee and community and building things up.
Yes. Well, in the last several years, we've been fortunate enough to have the team that's pretty succsuccessful.
Right,
exactly.
right.
I mean, for a long time, he was the reason you were listening to Brewers baseball.
Right. You weren't watching to watch the Brewers win.
No. Because that wasn't happening.
And fans sometimes may say, oh, my gosh, baseball celebrates the pennant too much. But you know what's etched in our minds right now is the celebrations of Bob Uecker. And that is just every day. You need to celebrate wins. You need to celebrate where you live. And Bob Uecker did it better than anyone. This is The Upswing. You're listening to WTMJ.
Traffic is sponsored by the Amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford.
Hey, through January 15th, buy a $100 gift card from the Mineshaft Restaurant in Hartford. Get a $20 gift card free. Order online today at mineshaftrestaurant.com.
Tony Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news. Our Retirement Ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
Founded by inventors, fueled by community, and focused on business. This is WTMJ's Jeff Sherman speaking on behalf of my good friends at Horicon Bank. Horicon Bank has been doing banking differently since 1896. How? Your financing requests? They can be approved in days. You don't have to wait weeks because your banker understands you and your business. Service and products go hand in hand, providing top-notch products to meet your cash flow needs. Horicon Bank, they get the job done. Together, doing good, that's their vision, and they're committed to doing what it takes to help your business grow. Horicon Bank, truly the natural choice. Member FDIC.
special Milwaukee Auto Show Advance discount ticket offer has been extended to January 22nd. Turns out a lot of people want to come to the auto show. Get your auto show tickets now at a big discount. Buy a single ticket, or how about a pair of tickets for date night? Or you can buy a family 4-pack and take everybody. They can see all the latest vehicles, including cars, trucks, SUVs, luxury cars, and much more. For advanced discount tickets, go to autoshowmilwaukee.com. That's autoshowmilwaukee.com.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
The legendary voice of the Brewers, Bob Uecker, has passed away. We remember the life, the legacy, and of course the calls.
Get up! Get up! Get out of here! Go!
Rest in peace to one of the greatest to ever do it. We'll miss you, Bob.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman, joined by Martin Moore in studio. Bob Uecker's father, August, and I'm reading from MLB.com, was a Swiss immigrant who worked as a tool and die maker and a mechanic. His mother, Mary Schultz, was born in Michigan and had a brother, Bernard, who played professional baseball in the Tigers organization. August and Mary settled on Milwaukee's near north side. He had 3 children who grew up surrounded by baseball. St. Boniface Grade School. Uecker was walking distance from Borchert Field, home of the original iteration of the Milwaukee Brewers, the minor league team that played from 1902 to 1952. We can reminisce a lot, and I want to keep it kind of anchored to community in Milwaukee, Martin. As you kind of see Bob Uecker through your day-to-day life, what do you remember about Bob?
Just, like you had mentioned in the previous segment, just the positive energy that he brought to the city and the state. 54 years is a long time to do anything in broadcast, and he has done that through some of the most tumultuous times, not only in our city and state and country, but the world. And he was a vessel for some escapism for people. That's what sports is. And a lot of people have a lot of things going on in their lives or the world or whatever it is. And you would tune into Milwaukee Brewers baseball, and he would whisk you away from all of that, for 2, 3, 4 hours. And I really think that's the biggest thing that's going to be missed, because when you have such an iconic voice like that, where, you and I were talking about this before the show, he's one of those guys that you didn't even need to have a conversation with. You just wanted to sit back and just listen to him speak, hear his voice.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to be missed.
Yeah, you hope always springs eternal when baseball season begins, right? And the great thing is about Milwaukee, we never had to worry about the weather, at least the last several seasons with AmFam Field, Miller Park before that, with the roof. Meteorologist Craig Copleen was set to join the show, and he's on the line now. We're going to talk a little bit about the upcoming weather, but I want to get Craig's thoughts on his memories of Bob Uecker as well. Craig, thanks for joining.
Yeah, you're welcome, Jeff. I got a text from a buddy just before I was about to sit down here and connect with you to chat about the weather, and it knocked me down. It knocked me right on my butt. Not surprising, but no matter when it happened, it was going to knock all of us down. I'm a 50-something-year-old, born and raised Milwaukeean, to be more specific, Pewaukee. And at some point in the mid-'70s, when I was 6, 7, 8, or 9, I learned about baseball. And from the time I learned about baseball at that young age, I went to bed every night with a little transistor radio, listening to the Brewers. It was Uke and Merle Harmon at that time in the 70s. And I listened to every night game when I was a kid. And it went on for over 50 years listening to the radio. I have been a turn down the TV guy and turn on the radio guy my whole life. No offense, Brian Anderson and Bill Schroeder, but I've been a Uke guy since the beginning, and this is just it's the news that we never wanted to hear.
Yeah, no, that is so fitting. I grew up in Wauwatosa. I'm a Milwaukee boy through and through. You know, I remember having the radio underneath the pillow, listening to Brewers games. And now it's the same for our kids, you know, but it's maybe the phone. And you listen to the soundtrack of our lives, which is Brewers baseball. And it was always Bob's voice that kind of made it all worthwhile.
He had an art and a knack for, you know, you can listen to a lot of broadcasters who sort of call the game and you get the stats and blah, 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 blah. But he could visualize it for you. You could close your eyes and hear him speaking and you felt like you were at the game. You knew what was happening. You knew who was on base and where everybody was and what was going on. And he did that in a way that just no one else can. And I think that's why so many people, you know, did what you guys did. You know, they turned the volume off on the TV, turned the radio up, closed their eyes and just listened and pretended like they were at the game because he did what he did so well.
Yeah.
Guys, WTMJ's been running a promo the last couple of seasons calling his voice the soundtrack of summer. And no promo, no phrase has ever been more accurate. And I was thinking, I do not think I am exaggerating here. Besides members of my own family, I don't think there is any one person's voice who I've heard in my ears. I don't know that I've heard any one person's voice as much as his in my 50-some years.
Yeah, and you just truly talk impact. I know we're all getting texts and emails right now from friends across the country saying, oh my goodness, Bob Uecker passed away. And there are not a lot of people in that orbit that everyone can relate to and everyone feels a sense of loss. So we share this collective sorrow, but at the same time, we remember just so fondly because, again, he was a part of our lives each and every day. I want to talk when we come back from the break about Bob's impact off the field in the business world because his iconic Miller Lite ads, they were so many years ago, but they're still like the number one beer ad that you think of when you think about beer advertising. And it was all because of Bob Uecker's improv, his personality, and his passion for Milwaukee and the team. And at the time, Miller Lite was all about Milwaukee, and Bob Uecker was selling it. This is The Upswing, and you're listening to WTMJ.
There are a lot of interesting people and traditions in Wisconsin. 1 hour of covering culture and creativity in our state is simply not enough. I'm Sandy Max of WTMJ's What's on Tap with the happy news that my show is now expanded to 2 hours. So please join me weeknights from 6 till 8 for updates on festivals, films, food, music, theater, and other ways we love to make the most of Wisconsin life. What's on Tap with Sandy Max weeknights now from 6 till 8 on WTMJ. And subscribe to the What's on Tap podcast to listen anytime you want.
During your career, investments piled up. From 401ks to brokerage accounts, it turned into quite a collection. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe every portfolio tells a story. We've analyzed thousands. Some reflect diligence and fortitude. Others, a mishmash of overlapping investments. When Annex reviews a portfolio, we spot what works, what might not, and then provide unbiased suggestions. Every portfolio tells a story. Let's work on yours. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary. That's our story. Head to AnnexWealth.com.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week, Marcus and Chris are joined by Steve Jones, host of the Dunker Spot podcast. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
A buck in today's world doesn't go far unless you're spending it at Griffin. Because for just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. Buy one or a whole set. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand. We'll put you in new tires for just $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. That's right, $1 over cost, and we'll even show you the invoice to prove it. So what's the catch? There's really no catch. You don't have to buy a car or a truck from us. We'd like it if you did, but our only requirement is we put them on for you. Buy one, two, or a set of four. The $1 deal at Griffin. Available at Griffin Chrysler Jeep South, 27th Street and Jefferson. Griffin Chevrolet in the Auto Mall. Griffin Ford, Waukesha, and Fort Atkinson. 5 ways to make your dollar go further. Griffin, the buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. $1 over cost. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman, joined by Martin Moore, remembering the life of Mr. Baseball. The Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line is 855-616-1620. I wanted to get to a bunch of your texts and input on Bob's life. There, as you'd expect, we're getting a lot of reaction from all across the country. Let's see. From the 414, seriously, they should rename the stadium as Euchre Memorial Park. I mean, it's probably too early to be thinking of all that, but there will be mini memorials and renames and just, ways to creatively remember all that Bob Euchre brought to the team. 262, I love Euchre's numerous humorous ads for Miller Lite. Of course, we're going to talk about that after this upcoming break. Martin and I have some thoughts on just his commitment to kind of the hometown brewer and really changing the game of beer advertising through his humor. I mean, that's what Bob did each and every broadcast, but he did it on a large scale with Miller Lite. From the 414, how sad. I'm not even a big sports fan, but Mr. Baseball, he was my go-to. WTMJ, prayers to all who loved him. From the 630, rest in peace, Mr. Baseball. As a blind baseball fan, I always appreciated knowing that Bob was there, how important his work was for people like me. I'm actually sitting here in tears right now. I feel like I've lost a member of my family. Get up. Get out of here. Get out of here. Gone to heaven, Bob Euchre. Indeed, Bob Euchre, rest in peace. Martin, as you think about your sports fandom, it's got to be the one announcer that stands out.
Absolutely. And you don't even have to really be a fan of baseball to not know who he is, who he was, and the legend that he was. He's going to be missed.
Yes, without a doubt. I had, and we will talk about this after the break, but I had a chance in 1998. I was a young intern for a group called the Wisconsin Sports Authority that owned and operated the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame. And you see all the plaques outside of the UWM Panther Arena. there's one for Bob Uecker. And I had the distinct honor, and I kind of shake when I think about this right now, but I wrote the plaque honoring Bob Uecker that hangs in bronze outside the arena. So we're going to read those words when we come back. It was an incredible honor to be able to do that, and his speech at that ceremony just, again, not only moved people to tears, but more importantly, made us all laugh and celebrate, because that's what Bob was all about. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 10:30. ABC News and local headlines are coming up next and more on Mr. Baseball.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is holding his final news conference at the State Department. He's been closely involved in Gaza ceasefire talks, which appear to have hit a snag. ABC's Jordana Miller is in Jerusalem.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu accusing Hamas of reneging on parts of the deal after it was announced Wednesday by the U.S. and others. Hamas denying that, but Israeli negotiators still in Doha trying to resolve the dispute. And until that happens, Netanyahu says he won't put the ceasefire deal to a government vote for approval.
More hearings for President-elect Trump's cabinet nominees, all of whom appear to be headed toward confirmation. The American Cancer Society says cancer deaths have gone down in the United States, but women under the age of 65 are now being diagnosed more than men in the same age group. Longtime Milwaukee Brewers Hall of Fame broadcaster Bob Uecker has died. He was 90. A statement from the Brewers says, "We are heartbroken." This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:31. Today, we take on the heaviest of burdens. Those are the words of the Brewers. Today, we say goodbye to our beloved friend, Bob Uecker, passing away, as you heard Sherry announce there, at the age of 90. The Brewers announcing that today. More from the Brewers statement. Uecker was the light of the Brewers, the soundtrack of our summers, the laughter in our hearts, and his passing is a profound loss. We're also now hearing from the Uecker family. The Uecker family, here is their statement. "It is with heavy hearts that we mourn the passing of Bob. To many, he was an announcer and entertainer whose humor and voice transcended the game, but to us, he was so much more. Bob faced a private battle with small cell lung cancer since early 2023, which he met with the same strength and resilience that defined him. Even in the face of this challenge, his enthusiasm for life was always present, never allowing his spirit to falter." The statement goes on to say that Bob brought joy to countless listeners through his wit, charisma, and love for baseball, Milwaukee, and all of Wisconsin, creating a legacy that will forever be cherished. While his contributions to the game are noteworthy, it is his kindness, humility, and love for family and friends that we will hold closest to our hearts. We are grateful for the outpouring of love and support during this difficult time as we grieve and celebrate the man we were so lucky to call ours. That statement from the Uecker family. And as you heard there, they say Bob faced a battle with a small cell lung cancer since early 23. It meant that he continued to broadcast in 2023 and 2024. From Bud Selig, I am heartbroken with the loss of my friend, my dear lifelong friend, Bob Uecker. I can't begin to describe how much he meant to me, let alone what this loss is for Brewers fans, the state of Wisconsin, and countless others worldwide. And just because I can, here is the Brewers clinching in 2008.
Here it is. Swing and a bouncer. Double play ball. JJ second. Relay. Double play. Hey, they win. Oh, what a finish. C.C. Sabathia being mobbed by his teammates. Wow, what a game. What a performance by Sabathia. Mobbed by his teammates. Mobbed by the coaching staff. Here comes the rest of the bullpenners. And Sabathia now saluting this huge crowd. And they return the salute.
Happening. It's over.
It's over, Jim.
One of the best to ever do it let's just say he was the best to ever do it. Bob Uecker passing away at the age of 90. Time now for news about your money, the WTMJ NX Wealth Management Market Update. Right now, the Dow is up 3. The Dow is down 16. The NASDAQ is down 44, and the S&P is up 3. NXWealth.com. Telling you now the traffic, WTMJ. Time saver traffic. Let's take the roads right now. It looks all right as of now. Thank you, Jazz. Right now, everything is clear. You're getting in just fine. You're getting out just fine. As far as your weather goes, the forecast for today is a little bit better than it's been. A high of 36 today. Tonight, a low of 24. For Friday, even more mild, a high of 42. Saturday, the temps are going to start to fall. So Saturday, our high is 26. Sunday, the high is 8 with wind chills of 20 below. Monday, cloudy, very cold, a high of 5 with wind chills of 25 below. And then it's going to be just as cold into the early portions of next week. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:36.
Our favorite reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler? Free service for life with no fine print. That's right. When you buy your engagement ring or any piece of jewelry at Diamonds Direct, you will never have to pay a dime in the future for sizing, cleaning, or routine maintenance. At Diamonds Direct, there's no gotcha clause, no fine print, no looking for ways to void the warranty. Diamonds Direct, the jeweler you can trust with a no questions asked 100% free lifetime warranty with no strings attached. Come see us to learn more.
Reason number 52 to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler. Only Diamonds Direct gives you a 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. Diamonds Direct will give you 110% of your original purchase price toward the new stone. That's 10% more than you paid the first time. Guaranteed appreciation. Who else does this? There's no fine print and no minimum purchase requirement. It's 10% more, period. Buy with confidence. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
This change has leveled us up while being able to maintain the same quality of service that we've always provided, with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission. We're proud to be part of the Century 21 family, so you can move fearlessly with the added confidence of top-of-the-line marketing for maximum home exposure. And that means more eyeballs and the real potential for the highest price for your home. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
The legendary voice of the Brewers, Bob Uecker, has passed away. We remember the life, the legacy, and of course the cause.
Get up! Get up! Get out of here! Go!
Rest in peace to one of the greatest to ever do it. We'll miss you, Bob.
Here's the pitch to Braun. Sends it to center and deep. Get up! Get up! Get out of here and gone for Ryan Braun. And the Brewers have the lead.
With all of his fame and fortune, what endears Bob Uecker to his fans is that Milwaukee will always be home. Affectionately known as Mr. Baseball, Bob has spent, and I'm reading from the plaque, his Hall of Fame plaque that hangs outside of the UWM Panther Arena. This was done in 1998. Bob has spent more than 40 years in the major leagues, 6 years as a big league catcher for the Milwaukee, Atlanta Braves, St. Louis Cardinals, and Philadelphia Phillies, and more importantly, as the illustrious voice of the Milwaukee Brewers since 1971. Uecker has mixed a perfect blend of humor and insight and knowledge into an entertaining package that we all love. Bob launched a television career as a late-night guest host with multiple appearances, successful commercials, and a syndicated sports and situational comedies that had enormous impacts on TV. He's had a prosperous screen career, wrote a couple books, a humorous look at his playing days. In addition, Bob is a well-respected broadcaster, earning Wisconsin Sportscaster of the Year 5 times, and has been inducted into the Wisconsin Performing Arts Hall of Fame and the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Hall of Fame. Euchre lends his services in support always of several local charitable organizations, inducted into the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame in 1998. Martin, I truly hope and I expect that Major League is going to go to number 1 on Amazon Prime Video tonight.
I was just watching on YouTube some of the scenes that he was in. Boy, he had a nice full head of hair.
He did, yes. I mean, and that's another. It's just so many people knew Bob Euchre as the television actor, as the movie actor.
Mm-hmm. He hosted SNL too. Back in
that's right, yeah,
4 or something, maybe.
Yeah, and that would be another thing. Just going to YouTube and seeing the clips and kind of getting the memories of everything that he did. But it was always anchored to Milwaukee.
Yes,
and why? Because of his friendship with Bud Selig.
Absolutely. One thing I didn't realize was that it wasn't until 2021 that Bob Euchre signed a broadcasting contract with the Brewers. Before then, it was just a handshake agreement with Bud.
Yeah, I mean they were
that's
best
how close,
friends.
That's how close they were.
He always called him Buddy.
Yeah,
and that was their relationship on and off the field, in and out of the broadcast booth. They were friends, and they did everything together to make the community better. And, his legacy will live long for sure. And, we're all grateful that Mr. Selig will be able to continue to tell stories about his good friend, Bob Euchre.
Right. Do you ever get a chance to sit in the Euchre seats? Remember?
I have gone up there. They have the statue at AmFam Field where you can kind of put your arm around and sit in the
do you still have to
sit
wait
in the front row.
Do you still have to wait in line for those seats?
Yeah, it depends on the game. If it's absolutely packed, which often it is, you got to wait to get the selfie taken. And I know those seats will be even more popular this upcoming season
I have yet
for sure.
To sit in them, but like you said, I think this upcoming season it's going to be a very special seat to experience.
All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk with Tim Pauley. Tim is the owner of Broken Bat Brewery. Tim opened a beer bar in Milwaukee because of his love of baseball. We'll get Tim's thoughts on the passing of Mr. Baseball, Bob Euchre. This is The Upswing, and you're listening to WTMJ.
Join the roar of 18,000 Bucks fans at Fiserv Forum and be a part of the slam dunks, game-changing plays, and electrifying victories live. Witness the edge-of-your-seat action and unforgettable moments as they happen. You don't want to miss this. Grab your calendar, handpick your favorite matchups, and secure your seats for Dame time in Milwaukee and every incredible moment that comes next at bucks.com/tickets. That's bucks.com/tickets.
Founded by inventors, fueled by community, and focused on business. It's WTMJ's Jeff Sherman for Horicon Bank. They've been doing banking differently since 1896. Financing requests can be approved in days, not weeks, because your banker understands you and your business. Service and products go hand in hand. They provide top-notch products to meet your cash flow needs. And Horicon Bank gets the job done. Together, doing good. That's their vision, and they're committed to doing what it takes to help your business. Horicon Bank, truly the natural choice. Member FDIC.
Imagine all the things you dream of under one roof. You're thinking of eBay. Fashion, collectibles, car parts. It's all there. Go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
SemperFiRoofing.com. Welcome to our Everyday Health feature sponsored by the Freighter to the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. It's estimated 1 million people in the United States have Parkinson's disease, about 90,000 people diagnosed each year. Parkinson's is a chronic and progressive disease, meaning the symptoms become worse over time. Here to tell us more is Dr. Ryan Brennan, a neurologist with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Dr. Brennan, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Let's start with what is Parkinson's disease?
Parkinson's disease is a progressive neurodegenerative
neurodegenerative brain disease that primarily affects movement and can cause symptoms such as tremors, amongst other symptoms. And this comes from brain cells in the brain that particularly make the chemical dopamine, which is an important signal in our brain that's responsible for many functions, including movement, reward, pleasure, motivation, emotions, and hormone release.
Who does this disease most often affect?
It does affect both men and women, but men are affected slightly more than women. Average age of onset is around 60 years old, and having a first-degree family member with Parkinson's slightly increases your risk. However, the vast majority of the cases are sporadic, but we are seeing an increase in Parkinson's disease in the aging population.
What about signs and symptoms? What should we look for?
They really vary from patient to patient, but the most common ones that people notice or may prompt them to be evaluated by a neurologist are related to movement. Most people think of the resting tremor that you see, the shaking of the hand, but also slowness of movement, reduced facial expression, muscle stiffness, changes in balance or walking are the primary things people see. However, there are non-movement related symptoms that are very common, such as it can impact memory, mood, sleep, bowel function, and it can also affect people's voice and speech as well as swallowing.
Dr. Brennan, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you so much.
Find a doctor who's right for you by visiting freightert.com/movement or calling 414-777-7700.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman, remembering Mr. Baseball, Bob Uecker, the soundtrack for all of our summers, for everyone's summer across the state of Wisconsin, across the entire country. Mr. Baseball, rest in peace. Tim Pauley joins us. Tim is the owner of Broken Bat Brewing Company. Tim, you're a Milwaukee boy through and through, right?
Yep.
And you opened a bar just outside of the historic Third Ward around baseball because of not only your love of the sport, but of what people like Bob Uecker meant in your life.
Yeah, Bob, he's the voice of baseball in Wisconsin that I grew up with. I was telling you guys right before I came on, we're actually movie stars together.
Yes.
So I was in Major League. My mom and dad brought my sister and I down there, and I've been in love with the game of baseball since I heard him on the radio, truly as a kid.
Yeah.
We would choose radio over TV all the time, and whether it was a huge call for a big walk-off or, just one of those dog day games against the Rockies in July where he had, Jeff Levering and Stitches just laughing about a story. He's special, and he really is the best. He's the voice of baseball, and it's a sad day. I'm sad.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, his ability to improv and make us all laugh and experience what's going on in the field without even talking about what's going on in the field was an absolute skill set that was just always full of joy.
Yeah, I think that was the magic of listening to him is you felt like you were there, but B, you also felt like a friend or a dad or a grandpa or I always felt like I was in the booth with them, and I think that was just the absolute magic that he brought to the airwaves of not being able to see the game live, but feeling like you were sitting behind home plate,
100%.
Seeing everything, but laughing along with them, or getting choked up along with them, or it was special, and I'm gonna miss hearing him on the radio.
Yeah, I mean, and he took that magic off the field too, in a way that just doesn't seem to happen these days. The iconic Miller Lite commercials, like that was all Bob making that happen. Sure. It was a commercial for beer. It was about selling and promoting, but he did it so naturally and was so much fun and humor that he became and still is to this day the face of Miller Lite.
Absolutely. Remember the one where they make him move his seat?
Yes. Oh, I must be in the front row. Yes. Yeah. And that's, if you're 21 years old now, that phrase is anchored to Bob Uecker.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I'm 37, so I grew up with a lot of those commercials on just your regular television, and just remember him for being able to not take himself too seriously too. He wasn't that good of a baseball player,
right? Yeah.
And he would tell you about it, and that's where a lot of the stories just come from minor league and just being a backup, but really embracing that, and again, just becoming a character that we were all just extremely lucky to grow up with and have in our hometown, and we'll remember him for forever.
Yeah, and as Martin and I were talking earlier, it's a remembrance of how important community and friendships are in all of our lives. That's what I'm saying. We're all getting emails and texts right now from people that were extras at Major League, and they were there because of the Brewers and Bob Uecker and that attachment, and saying, wow, I got to be a part of a movie that is iconic because now of Bob Uecker.
Of him, yeah.
Absolutely. That's the one thing I really love about sports, and I think a lot of things people don't get about sports. There's so many things that create this, bifurcation in society, and sports is that one thing that brings everybody together regardless of what you believe in or what you follow or your opinions. And for him to be a part of that sort of culture and tribe and do what he's done on and off the field, it's a very special thing that I wish I could be a part of, and it's going to be missed.
Yeah, I mean, and we talk about sometimes the trials and tribulations of social media right now. I mean, as you're scrolling through social media, it is all tributes, it's all remembrances, it's all photos, it is people remembering games they listened to that Bob called.
Oh, I can hear it as we're sitting here. I can hear it 2008 with CeCe Sabathia. I can hear the walk-off with Nyjer Morgan and Carlos Gomez just screaming around third. The home run that Ryan Braun hit off the scoreboard against the Marlins.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, swinging a drive, man. Like that's I'm kind of getting chill just sitting here, but it's the phrase, swinging a drive.
And what a thing to celebrate that, after someone passes away, they can still bring smiles and joy to people's faces. I mean, just a legend, an absolute legend.
Yeah. And often people will talk about their legacy when they're alive. Bob didn't do a lot of that. He was always in the present,
antithesis.
Being there for the team, being there to provide joy and smiles in our lives. And now that impact is being seen through our remembrances.
He did it with very altruistic purposes, and not an agenda is not the word, but he was a very altruistic kind of guy. He didn't do it for himself. He did it for other people, and his love for the game and the city and the state. And
yeah. From the 262, I used to listen to Bob on Sunday summer afternoons, weeding my flowers, and I saw people drive past my house wondering why I was laughing, but he was just always so funny. The Brewers games weren't on TV at the time, so I loved listening to him on the radio, even more so than watching. I held out hope that one day he would make that call for the Brewers winning a World Series, such as not to be. I'm truly going to miss him, but I know he'll win a World Series in heaven. So, I mean, again, just a remembrance to celebrate the good through sport. As you said, Martin, nothing builds community and gets people to cheer for a collective cause like sports do.
That's why I love sports.
And having that iconic voice behind it gives us all something to rally around. This is The Upswing, and you're listening to WTMJ.
Spend your midday with Wisconsin's Midday News.
I just know you can't see, smell, or taste radon. And it's important to know that.
And that's the problem here, right?
Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty bring you the latest in news and sports.
Hospitals across the country are under strain as respiratory illnesses surge.
Breaking news, according to ESPN, Mike McCarthy is out as the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., only on WTMJ.
James Imaging Systems, local support, local accountability, local business technology representatives. Listen to Matheson Manufacturing President Al Leidinger.
She still checks in to see how things are going and if we need anything, so I really do appreciate that from a customer service standpoint.
Michael Quizan, IT Systems Administrator at Great Midwest Bank, discovered the benefits of working with the local team at James.
Our costs from supplies perspective went down. I mean, we're talking about thousands in a year.
So we saved a lot of money by bringing James Imaging on.
James Imaging Systems client Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra, on dealing with James.
They are making sure you get the full value and life of every product that you have with them.
Local support, local accountability, local people. Get it all with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Winning in the NFL comes down to the basics, blocking and tackling. In retirement, the certainty of protection and income are the keys to success. And as a former NFL player myself, I have experience with both. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons. Having played on winning teams with the Steelers and Falcons, studying game films helped me mentally prepare for the challenges ahead. Now I star in a new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception to help you visualize and prepare for your fourth quarter of life. You see, you don't retire on your nest egg, but rather the income it can produce. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. And it's free for you to view. Call 844-763-2837 right now for your free streaming code to watch The Retirement Deception. Don't risk your retirement savings at the goal line. You don't need to be risky to have a winning strategy. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free streaming code to watch The Retirement Deception. Call today, 844-763-2837. That's 844-763-2837. MitchLyonsWealth.com, your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
Deep freeze is here. It's not too late for you to get hot, hot, hot. Fox World Travel has your ticket to paradise with exclusive deals you won't find anywhere else. Save up to $150 on Mexico and Caribbean vacations with Apple Vacations, or get Fox exclusive cruise perks like onboard credits and more with Celebrity Cruises, Holland America, or Princess. Don't miss this limited time to book now and save only at Fox World Travel. Book online or call 866-GO-FOX-GO and mention code radio.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Dominic Leone, all set to work. Here it is. Yelich sends one to right center and deep. Get up! Get up! Get out of here and gone for Yelich. He has tied the game with a booming home run.
From the Euchre family, we are grateful for the outpouring of love and support during this difficult time. As we grieve and celebrate the man we were so lucky to call ours. All the calls, all the inspiration, just the having to pull the car over on the side of the road because you're laughing so hard during the game, like that was Bob Euchre. And we all have our memories. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620. We appreciate everyone's comments, all the love. We love you, Mr. Baseball. We love you. Thank you for everything you did and will continue to do as you shine down upon us. Mr. Baseball passes away today at the age of 90. This is The Upswing. You're listening to WTMJ.
Bob Euchre was Wisconsin's soundtrack summer since 1971.
Get up! Get up! Get out of here! It is gone!
Giving fans a bird's eye view of the game and Brewers milestones from his front row seat at the park.